Hello everybody, it's Stefan Joubert here from the Stefan Joubert Guitar Academy. In today's lesson, we're going to take a look at the blues, and it's going to be a little bit of a guide on how to play the blues. Firstly, we'll start with some things around chords, then we'll take a look at playing some lead. So let's get straight into it. We're going to do a blues in the key of A, and it's going to be a 12-bar, standard 12-bar blues. So let's just play the first chord, which is an A dominant 7th chord. So that chord consists out of the following notes. You've got an A C sharp, an E, and a G. Or if I played in one go, A, C sharp, E, and G. Bit of a difficult stretch chord, that. And in the 12-bar blues, we have 3 chords in total. Let me play it from the scale. So the scale will be a Mixolydian scale instead of the major scale because of the flat 7 quality of the blues. The blues has got its own quasi key. So here we have A, and then we go to the 4th chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. A, B, C sharp, D, and that will be a D dominant 7th. And then we go to the 5th chord. A, B, C sharp, D, E, E dominant 7th. So you've got A, B, C sharp, D for the 4th chord, D, E for the 5th chord. 1, 4, 5 in the standard 12-bar blues. So now what I'm going to show you is when you play the A7, you can get something in there. You have something called the tritone, which is the flattened 7th and the 3rd, or the 3rd and the flat 7th of that chord. So in an A7 blues, that would be a G as a flat 7. I'm playing the 4th string, 5th fret, and I'm playing the 3rd string, 6th fret for the C sharp. I have a flat 7 there, and I've got a 3rd there. Together, they form what we call the tritone of the A7 chord. Tritone means there are 3 tones apart, meaning from the G, if I calculate 1, 2, 3, fret 5 to 7 to 9 to 11, it means that the 11th fret will be the same as the C sharp here. The amazing thing is if I go from the C sharp up, I'm on the 6th fret, 8, 10, 12, I will also get to a G. So basically, 3 semitones from each other, we get back to each other, but inverted, meaning the G becomes a C sharp, the C sharp becomes a G. Now remember, this is all in the context of the A7. So basically there and there, we have the same chord. It's an A7th chord. Now that's called the tritone. Now the amazing thing is if I go to the 4th chord of the blues, I can take this tritonic device just back from where it is, from fret 5 down a half a step, and guess what? I get a D dominant 7th chord. I'm playing the 3rd and the flat 7th. Now, what is important to note is a dominant 7th chord has got a root, major 3rd, perfect 5th, minus 7th. The root I just removed. I keep the 3rd, the 5th I remove, and I keep the flat 7th. The 3rd and the flat 7 is the most important. And if you then have a bass player playing a D, or you add the D yourself, you basically have the full sound of a D7 chord. And what's amazing is when I move from the A7 to the D7, I have a G, the G's over here, and I have a C sharp. The G is a flat 7, the C sharp is a 3rd. The G moves back to a 3rd, and the C sharp moves to a flat 7th. So when you move between the A7 to the D7 chord, the 3rd becomes a flat 7th, the flat 7 becomes the 3rd. Now, that will work for you in a 12-bar blues. And for example, if you play between the two, you can just do it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Bar 3, bar 4, then to the 5th bar. And there we're at the D7 at the 5th bar. And then we can continue, bar 5, and then bar 6, back to the 7th bar. 8th bar. Now we come to the 9th bar of the blues, and we're going to go here to the E7. And by the way, in the tablature below, you can find the material in the description, and you can just download the PDF and just follow along if you like. So half a step up from there, I get to E7. You see I took the same tritone device a half a step up, and I've got an E7 that goes to a D7, back to an A7, and then a half a step up to an E7. So next time you play a 12 bar blues, just try this. Bar 1, 2, 3, 4. Now to the D7, back a half a step. Bar 5, back to the A, a half a step up. Now bar 9 to the E7, to the D7, then to the A7, and back home to the E7, or back to the last one to the E7, and of course that returns back home. So what I'm trying to show you here is this tritone is an A7, this is a D7, and this is an E7. So you can literally play 2 notes if you're in a blues jam. You don't have to play full chords. You can just go 1. And that does the work for you. So try that over a 12 bar blues the next time you have a jam with somebody. Or you could download the iReal Pro application, import the blues and just jam over that. Or you can even do a search right here on YouTube and look for a 12 bar backing track and kind of jam over that with the concept here. All of that will help you get to know your blues better. So now let's get onto the lead side of blues. So in a typical lead, someone would be playing something like that or something like... And then someone else might play. And basically just play some sort of pentatonic scales and licks, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you can have some nice... Nothing wrong with playing the standard pentatonic scale or blues scale. The thing is, that's just one way of doing it, and it's a good way, but I'd like to suggest something else as a strategy for you, and that is to play on the A7 chord, to play a major pentatonic and what they call the gospel blues scale, which is basically the major pentatonic with the flat 3 or the sharp 9, if you like. That's against A. So you've got like a sharp 9 at the top, then you've got a 9th, a root, a 6th, a 5th, major 3rd, sharp 9, 9th, root, 6th, 5th, 3rd, sharp 9th, 9th, and the root. So it comes from the major 6-9 scale, or the major pentatonic, and we just add that, what we can call a sharp 9 or a flat 3. It really depends on where it's used, but we can use that over the 1 chord, and then when we get to the 4 chord and the 5 chord, we will use the standard pentatonic or blues scale as our strategy for playing. Now, there is no set hard and fast rule. This is just one way of playing over the blues. There's quite a number of things you can do. In fact, when you play, if you look at B.B. King, sometimes you've just got just one note, you know. So it's not, there's no one way to play the blues. We're just looking at different ways. So what we can do, just to demonstrate this, For the first 4 bars, you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. And when you go to that D, then we'll go to the standard minor blues and back to the A. We'll go back to this, and then to the E7. Here we'll go to the standard minor blues. Gospel blues. Standard 12-bar blues. In that example, I was using the gospel blues, or the major blues scale. On A7, I was using the minor blues scale on the D7 and the E7. For me, the pentatonic scale, especially in the blues context, or the blues scale, they're basically, you kind of use them at the same time. It's not, you're not using pentatonic and then blues. You kind of throw a bit of both in there. They both work. In other contexts, you might want to be more specific, but with the blues, they're overlays. It's the same with the major pentatonic or the major blues. And now let me just show you an analysis on this to make it a bit more clear. I'm going to just show you. So you've got like root note over there, then a ninth. So you've got like sort of a nice ninth sound, passing note, then the third, then the fifth, then the sixth would be like a 13, then the root, and they go to the ninth again. Let's say passing note for the flat, for the blues one, third, fifth, 13th again, root again, ninth again, if you like, 13 sharp 9. When we get to the D, and I'm going to use the A minor blues scale now, or A blues scale, 5th, flat 7th, root for the D, flat 9, 5th, and there you've got the 4th. And then back to the 5th of the D, flat 7th, root, flat 9, 9th, 11th, or the 4th, 5th, flat 7th. So what we see is the A minor or the A blues scale over the D works very well. But there's something else you can do when you play that D. It is very, very important. You could play a minor pentatonic scale with a 6th. That is traditionally associated with a Dorian minor pentatonic. And that outlines that. So you can put that 6th, when I say 6th, I mean 6th in relation to the A minor scale, which become a major third on the D. And you could also add the flat 5 in then, again from the A. And you then basically have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's like a 7-note scale. And it works very well over the D7 because you get the juice of that major third. So that's another option for the D, just to point it out. When we get to the E7 and I play the chord like this, I'm playing a root, a third, flat 7th, sharp 9, sharp 5. You'll see this sharp 5, if I play the minor pentatonic scale, see this one and this one, falls right over that E7 sharp 9 with the altered sound. So if I play the minor pentatonic scale, even with the blues note, I would have sharp 5 on E, that's an 11th or a 4th, sharp 9, root, passing note, flat 7th, sharp 5, 4th, could put the 3rd in if I like, sharp 9, root, passing note, flat 7th, sharp 5 to 4th, and I can put the 3rd in if I like. So you can see how the minor pentatonic and the blues scale just brings all the flavor out in D7 and E7, and how the gospel blues scale, or the major pentatonic, just brings this like A13 warm sound out. Try some of these strategies. So just to make that clear, on A7, major pentatonic or gospel blues scale, which is basically adding a flat 3 to the major pentatonic. 4-chord and 5-chord play the A blues or A minor pentatonic scale. So that's your strategy there. Then the next thing we can do is outlining the chord changes. That would mean playing A dominant 7th arpeggio, D dominant 7th arpeggio, and E dominant 7th arpeggio. And we can do that like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. D7, A7, see how you can outline an entire 12-bar blues by just going 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is basically outlining 12-bar blues with the arpeggios. And then, of course, you can decide you want to use both methods. You use major pentatonic scale and some arpeggio going to the D7, doing the Dorian blues scale, and some arpeggio back to the A7. Let's go to the gospel. To E7, let's use the arpeggio. D7th, let's use the Dorian blues. A7th, and then on the last one, let's use the superlocrium. So there's some ideas for you to try on the 12-bar blues. Let me know in the comments what you think of the video. Let me know if you can try some of these scales, what you think of the scales. As always, I think the best way to develop this is just to give things a try yourself. Put on a 12-bar blues. If you're a more advanced player, if you're starting with it, just take it slow. Just take one of the ideas and implement it. Maybe the one where on the A7 you play the major pentatonic, and on the D7 and E7 you play the minor pentatonic. One little strategy at a time, built slowly, and that's the way to do it. Thank you again for listening to me. Thank you for spending a bit of your time with me. It's always a pleasure to teach you these things and to communicate with you. Please leave a comment, and I wish you the best in your guitar playing and a fantastic year ahead, and may you have a fantastic day, week, weekend, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. And again, thank you so very much for taking your time to watch some of my material. Thank you. Goodbye.